flexing, flexing and finessing. They know that I'm not waving, they gon' ride a nigga. What up, man? What up, Monster Mob? We back with another video. You already know what it is. You already know what to do, man. Today's gonna be a good video. I think it's gonna be interesting. As y'all know, I do not watch videos prior to reacting to them. So, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Today is what it is. Strangest. Dang. Hold up. I need one of these more. I know. Strangest Last Meal Request on death row. So, about to see what this y'all talking about. I'm breathing heavy because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I just did some push-ups. I don't know why I did push-ups before the video, but shoot, I felt energized. No, I'm not. But y'all know what to do, man. If you new, I'm gonna let you know. This is what you gotta do. You gotta like, comment, and subscribe. But you gotta tell your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your cousins now, your girlfriend or boyfriend, whoever, tell they folk who they mess with, they auntie, they uncle, like your cousin got a cousin on they other folks' side. All that. Tell everybody girlfriend and the side piece to subscribe. Thank you. So yeah. I feel like this is gonna be a good video. It's not that long, but short little video. I think it's gonna be cool.
Of disclosure. The Nephilim, the giants. You can't make up that kind of stuff.
They've overcome stage 4 cancer.
And it's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
I'm George Dorian.
In America and other countries with legal capital punishment, there exists an interesting custom for criminals on death row. The infamous last meal. Convicted felons are granted the opportunity to select any food and drink of their choice within certain regulations on the eve of their execution. Here are some of the strangest meals ever recorded.
Before we get into this video, like fully, I just want to say, free all the real ones, man, that's locked up right now. Free all the real ones right now. Today. The solid ones. I'm talking about the ones who ain't just, you feel me, they was out there because they was really trying to provide for their folk or for themselves. Had a little slip up. Free y'all. Free the ones who got told on. Free y'all. Because that's flaky. Because how you want to rock with somebody, y'all get in the jam, and you want to tell them somebody else, you got caught. Like, what? You got caught. Why you telling somebody else? You feel me? Or even if y'all was together, why you saying no? You don't know nothing. Come on now. And free the innocent too. Because there's a lot of innocent people in prison and in jail. And that's facts. Free them too. Free them. And free the people that with mental issues. Like for real mental issues. You feel me? Free them. I ain't talking about them folk that go shoot up people and random in churches and salons and all that, and then they play crazy. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about people who really got mental issues. Put them in a mental institution, get them folks some help. Real help. Just saying. Back to the video. Oh,
Number 20.
Hey, comment what y'all last meal would be.
In 1963, 28-year-old Victor Harry Fager was sentenced to death by hanging for convicted kidnap murder. For his final meal, the young man had only one request: a single olive with the pit left in. After his execution, the olive pit was found inside Fager's suit pocket, contributing to the popular belief that he intended to be buried alongside it so that the olive tree symbolizing peace would sprout from his grave. For a dangerous criminal, it's almost a touching sentiment. Number 19. Gerald Lee Mitchell. Gerald Lee Mitchell's final meal was even sweeter than Fager's, but in an entirely different sense. As he awaited his final moments on death row, Mitchell had only one thing on his mind when it came to his final meal: an assorted bag of Jolly Ranchers candy. After finishing
That's
the
not
entire
funny,
bag
but-
before facing the final curtain, it's safe to say this criminal intended to go out on a real sugar high. Number 18, Lawrence Russell Brewer. While some have a clear idea of the last thing they'll ever eat, others are totally spoiled for choice. Taking full advantage of this unusual opportunity, convicted killer and white supremacist Lawrence Russell Brewer decided to indulge in an enormous feast in 2011. He requested 2 fried chicken steaks with gravy and onion, a triple bacon cheeseburger, a cheese omelet with ground beef, tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, and jalapenos, 3 fajitas, a meat feast pizza, a bowl
Boy,
of
F
fried
you.
okra, a pound of barbecue
Should
meat,
feed that nigga
a
nothing.
loaf of white bread, peanut butter fudge with crushed peanuts, and a pint of Bluebell ice cream, all washed down with 3 root beers. In a final screw you to the justice system, though, Brewer refused to eat a morsel when the order arrived, claiming that he wasn't hungry. Texas Senator John Whitmire was so furious that he decided to ban the last meal request in the state, so future death row prisoners have Lawrence Russell Brewer to blame for regular prison slop. Number
That's
17,
crazy.
John Wayne Gacy.
That's
Another
crazy.
felon who capitalized on his last
I
meal
didn't play for
request
him.
was the notorious serial killer John Wayne Gacy, otherwise
Weird.
known as the Killer Clown Pogo. For his final supper, Gacy
That's
ordered
who that
12
was?
fried shrimp, a bucket of original recipe KFC, french fries, and a pound of strawberries. Prior to his conviction, Gacy had managed 3 KFC restaurants in his home city of Waterloo, and he clearly never got tired of that finger-licking goodness. Number 16, John Spentkalink. For some, food isn't the priority at all when it comes down to making a laugh.
I ain't gonna lie. The food request is like, okay, what? But it's more interesting to hear like what these folk info. You feel me? Like, that's wow. They really dressed up as a clown and was murking people. And he owned 3 KFCs. Alright. Y'all catching my drift? Y'all see what be going on? Alright. On KFCs, killing people. Chicken people. Alright, never mind.
Last order.
Just saying.
Previously known as a heavy drinker, Spentkalink denied any special food to be prepared, but asked for a single flask of Jack Daniels instead, which he shared with the prison superintendent. After his death, the state of Florida's last meal provision
Alcoholic. That man said, give me a
This
sip.
is how Fiverr helped
Pull
us
out some
turn our
liquor from
stair
my
bathroom
night.
into the bathroom of our dreams. If you guys don't know what Fiverr is, it is a platform where you can
Oh, okay.
was revised to exclude alcohol altogether, but to be honest, going out while drunk doesn't seem like such a bad idea. Number 15,
No, it'd be lit,
Eileen
wow.
Warnos. Eileen Warnos also requested a beverage before taking her last breath in 2002, but of a different kind. A
What'd she
single
do?
cup of black coffee was all she wanted. It may seem like this request was her way of saying, don't even think about killing me before I've had my morning coffee, but Warnos actually had far crazier motivations. In fact, she didn't believe she was going anywhere for long, as her notorious last words were, I'd just like to say I'm sailing with the Rock, and I'll be back like Independence Day with Jesus June 6th. It's safe to say she still hasn't turned up yet. Number 14,
Imagine.
Ricky Ray Rector. Ricky Ray Rector seemed to have similar motivations when it came to his last meal. Rector had ordered a tasty-sounding meal consisting of steak, fried chicken, and cherry Kool-Aid, followed by a slice of pecan pie. He left his dessert untouched. When asked why he changed his mind on the sweet treat, Rector simply said he was saving it for later. Whether this was
Boy, you wild. Hold on, let me make sure I'm still recording. I'm gonna do this all the time. Just, technology be tripping. Okay, we Gucci. Boy, this man wild. Boy, this fool is wild. Man, said I'm
an
bad.
ironic joke or a sinister hint that his return in the afterlife was imminent is entirely up to you. Number 13, Timothy
Oh,
McVeigh.
wow.
What this senseless killer ordered as his last hurrah might surprise you,
These folk
given
think
the
it's a game.
seriousness of his crimes. All McVeigh wanted to eat before his execution in 2001 was 2 pints of mint chocolate chip ice cream, though it's unclear whether one remained chilled as he guzzled down the first or simply melted into a puddle beside it. To be honest, for a man responsible for 168 innocent deaths, even melted ice cream seems far too
Dang.
generous. Number 12, David Leon Woods.
Shit, that nigga nut.
Convicted murderer David Leon Woods spent a whopping 22 years on death row before he was put to death on May 4th, 2007 in Michigan, Indiana.
Shit.
When the daunting moment finally came, Woods had a fairly simple request for his last meal. He chose a standard pizza and an entire birthday cake, both of which he shared with his family. As it turns out, his birthday was actually 3 months after his execution, but hey, beggars can be choosers. Number 11. Thomas J. Grosso. Thomas J. Grosso was not the brightest of the bunch, and when Judgment Day came in 1995, his final meal request reflected his questionable life choices. He ordered a plethora of extravagant foods like 24 steamed clams, half a dozen barbecued ribs, a Burger King double cheeseburger, and 2 strawberry milkshakes, alongside a can of SpaghettiOs to be served at room temperature. As his meal arrived, he was served spaghetti.
If y'all seen the movie, I can't think of the movie. Bruh, I can't think of the movie, bruh. But it's a movie, I wanna say it's Charlie Murphy. He the one said, he was like, what's gonna feed the kids? SpaghettiOs? That's what that just made me think of. He ordered all this nice food and then wanted canned SpaghettiOs. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that do sound good though right about now though. Not SpaghettiOs. I'm talking about some ribs. Some ribs do sound good right now in the burger. Sheesh. But you know, we trying to, we trying to stay healthy. On both sides. Stop playing with that boy, yeah. Okay. But yeah. He funny for that one.
They had meatballs instead, a mistake he'd never forgive, as his final words were, I did not get my SpaghettiOs. I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this. Number 10.
Wow.
Stephen Wayne Anderson.
Oh,
Grosso
weird.
isn't the only one to throw a seemingly random ingredient into the mix when concocting the perfect final meal. Stephen Wayne Anderson was a pretty deadly criminal, but his food choices were interesting to say the least. Before his execution in California in 2002, the 48-year-old requested 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, a pint of cottage cheese, a hominy corn mixture.
What?
Music production online with Berkeley.
Vote,
Now
man.
download your free music production handbook
Them-
now.
hey, don't
Discover
wear it up,
how
man.
Berkeley
Come on, man.
Online can help you
Follow
become
me.
a better music producer.
I ain't gonna say they don't deserve to eat, but they kinda don't.
Mixture, peach pie and chocolate chip ice cream, and, well,
I don't
they
say
opened
for
the
these
radishes
people.
on the
I'm
side.
just saying. Unless they innocent for real, but these folks ain't innocent. They did that.
Convicted killer Peter J. Mineo could give
It's
Lawrence
weird.
Russell Brewer a run for his money for one of the biggest orders ever served on death row in 2004. Mineo confessed to his crimes and was vocal about being ready to pay the price, but not before he gorged himself on this whopping order.
Them folks don't even
requested
be caring,
20
like,
beef
y'all.
tacos, 20 beef enchiladas, 2 double
Y'all thought he really
cheeseburgers, a pizza with jalapenos, fried chicken, spaghetti with salt, and a modest dessert of half a chocolate cake, half a vanilla.
He wanted y'all, this man being some, y'all really thought he was gonna eat all that. Y'all really thought he was gonna eat all that. Now, if he ate all that, my bad. But I don't believe, them last folk ruined it for him. I know they ain't, he ain't ate all that. Half of chocolate cake and half of, man, get up. Man, if you don't go ahead and take your lick and
Vanilla
go.
cake, cookies and cream ice cream, caramel pecan fudge ice cream, and a small fruit cake. To wash it all down, he also had 2 lots of Coke, Pepsi, root beer, and orange juice. Maybe he intended to explode Henry VIII style before facing the music. Number 8. Velma Barfield.
She looked
This
crazy.
sweet, God-fearing grandmother became known as the Death Row Granny. Velma Barfield was the first woman put to death in the U.S. in 22 years when she was executed by lethal injection in 1982. But not before she was granted one final meal. A cup of tea, a slice of coffee cake, or fruit scone might be what you'd expect. But all Barfield really wanted was a packet of cheese doodles and a can of Coke. But for a devout Christian old lady who also killed 6 people, what can you really expect? Number 7.
Hey,
Robert Alton Harris. When
I
you're
remember
ordering
that
your
name.
final meal on death row, it's important to cover all bases. And why agonize over which takeaway to get when you can combine the lot? This is exactly what murderer Robert Alton Harris did in 1992 when he requested a 21-piece bucket of KFC and 2 large Domino's pizzas alongside a 6-pack of Pepsi with ice cream and a bag of jelly beans for dessert. And a packet of Camel cigarettes for good measure. Harris is most remembered for his final words, though, which were, "You can be a king or a street sweeper, but everybody dances with the Grim Reaper." Kind of prophetic for a seasoned criminal, don't you think? Number 6. Ronnie Lee Guard.
Weird.
Plenty of death row criminals have used their final meal as an opportunity to make smart choices, and Ronnie Lee Gardner was certainly determined to make his sitting last as long as possible. He didn't go too overboard on his order of steak, lobster tail, apple pie with vanilla ice cream, and a 7-Up, but he also had another request: to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy while eating. Surprisingly, Gardner was permitted to do so, and with a combined runtime of more than 11 hours, this must have been the longest last meal ever. Number 5. Philip Workman. Gluttony was the last thing on Phillips's mind when...
Okay, this is my thing though. Hear me out. What's the purpose of giving them a last meal? Like, what's the and how you, like, you let the man sit and watch a trilogy while eating like everything up, man, man, listen.
When he requested his final meal, his final request was for a large vegetarian pizza to be given to a random homeless person. But prison officials refused to do so, and he ate nothing. In a surprising turnout, on the day of his death on May 9th, homeless shelters in Tennessee received large amounts of vegetarian pizzas from people all over the country. So at least he did one good deed before his death.
That's real. That's real though.
Nieves Diaz.
I respect that one.
Workman may have gone hungry because of his strangely selfless request, but Angel Nieves Diaz...
Ooh, y'all got all the ads. How long this one is? I might give y'all one.
EVE Online is a vast universe.
Nah, I ain't got time for all that. I'll give y'all a like, comment, and subscribe. I might already be subscribed to these people though. I ain't gonna lie, I might already be subscribed to them.
Diaz deliberately turned down his last meal. As he didn't order anything special, Diaz was served the regular Wednesday prison menu of shredded turkey with taco seasoning, cheese, rice, pinto beans, tortilla shells, apple crisp, and ice cream. As surprisingly nice as that sounds, Diaz refused to eat that too, and in his final words he condemned the death penalty as a form of vengeance, but also a cowardly act by humans. Number 3. Oppa Chandler. For his last meal, he ordered 2 salami sandwiches on white bread with mustard and peanut butter, and a grape jelly sandwich on white bread with iced tea and a coffee. And with all that bread, it's safe to say, another one bites the crust.
That's so lame.
Short link on screen and in the description if you feel the need to expose the world to more crummy puns. Number 2, Robert Dale Conklin. Conklin clearly had expensive
Well, look at that
tastes as he
nigga
requested
head.
mignon wrapped in bacon.
Hold on.
Robert Dale Conklin.
Boy, look at your head. That job is perfectly like a peanut. Boy, you ugly, boy. Oh my goodness, but that nigga ugly.
Conklin clearly had expensive tastes as he requested filet mignon wrapped in bacon, deveined shrimp sauteed in garlic butter with lemon, baked potato with sour cream, chives, and real bacon bits, corn on the cob, asparagus with hollandaise sauce, French bread with butter, goat cheese, cantaloupe, vanilla bean ice cream, and iced tea. Number 1, James Edward Smith.
That sounds
This
familiar.
convicted felon had one of the most bizarre last meal requests ever recorded. When it came down to his final meal request in 1990, all he wanted was a lump of soil. Although some have speculated that he did indeed intend to chow down on the dirt, others have suggested he planned to perform a voodoo ritual as the soil was specified to be the Rayconda type associated with witchcraft. As dirt was not on the list of foods permitted by prison regulations, Smith's request was denied and he was served a cup of yogurt instead, which of course is the only reasonable alternative. So, what would you do if you were in their position? And which meal intrigued you the most?
Nah, them folks knew what he had going on. Them folks on weird job, bro. That's not even funny. Folk probably would die. They would get that nigga. That's so you. I ain't gonna hold it. Hey man, that's it for today's video. What y'all think was the worst one? Like, which one y'all think was like, alright, cool, and which one y'all think was like, to the like, besides Buddy ordering the soy, that was weird, but you knew what he had going on, what his motive was. And what y'all would eat though? Like, what would y'all request if y'all was on? Like, you feel me? Like, if y'all was in that position, what would y'all want to eat? I ain't gonna hold it. I don't know. I don't plan on being in that position. But on the road to 300,000, give or take $1 million, monster mug. Out. Peace.